The message came through 3 minutes before the ship arrived. Marcus Chen almost missed it. He was under the primary oxygen converter, wrench in hand, when his communication device blinked red. Red meant classified. Red meant trouble. Marcus crawled out from beneath the massive machine and tapped the screen. The image was grainy, intercepted from deep space. But the face was clear enough. Emperor Vorak, of the Draconian Empire, laughing. His voice came through in broken pieces. The mechanic will reject her within hours. When she dies of shame on that frozen moon, treaty dies with her. Humans will be blamed. War begins. Marcus's blood turned cold. The transmission cut out. War? Dies of shame? What was coming to Titan Colony? The answer arrived 60 seconds later. A sleek silver ship descended through Titan's orange clouds like a falling knife. Marcus stood at the landing bay window and watched it land on Platform 7. The ship was beautiful. Draconian ships always were. But beauty could hide poison. Governor Castellanos ran into the maintenance bay, his face white with panic. Chen, the Draconians sent us something. Someone. A princess. We asked for water filtration parts, Marcus said flatly. I know. But Emperor Vorak calls this a gesture of profound cultural exchange. The governor's hands shook. We have to accept her. If we refuse, it breaks the treaty. The ship's door opened with a hiss of compressed air. She stepped out into Titan's artificial atmosphere. Marcus felt his breath stop. She was draconian. Green skin that shimmered like jade under the bay lights. Dark hair that moved like water. Eyes the color of melted gold. Elegant ridges traced her jawline and forehead, marking her as royal blood. But she was different from other draconians Marcus had seen in diplomatic videos. Those ones were tall and thin like knives, sharp, cold, hungry-looking. This princess was substantial, curved, real. Her body had weight and presence. In her flowing silver robes, she looked powerful, beautiful. But in her golden eyes, Marcus saw something that made his chest ache. Exhaustion, sadness, the look of someone who had been unwanted for a very long time. This is Princess Ka, Governor Castellanos announced nervously, 7th daughter of Emperor Vorak. She will be staying with us indefinitely. Chen, you will oversee her integration into colony life. The governor practically ran away after that. Marcus approached carefully. The princess stood very still, watching him with those incredible eyes. I'm Marcus, he said. I maintain the life support systems here. I'm sorry about all this confusion. Her voice was like music. Each word carried harmonics that made simple speech sound like singing. You have nothing to apologize for, mechanic. Shame is mine to carry. I understand I am not what was expected. You look exactly right to me, Marcus said honestly. Something flickered in her eyes. Surprise? Hope? In my culture, she continued quietly, excess is weakness. I am the antithesis of virtue. My father sent me here because I embarrass the royal family. I am too much, too soft, too human-like. Sounds like a culture that needs better values, Marcus said before he could stop himself. Princess Ka stared at him. Then, something unexpected happened. She smiled. It was small, fragile, but real. Perhaps, she whispered. Marcus was about to say more when he noticed her hands. They were trembling, not from nervousness, from something else. Princess, are you feeling all right? I am tired. The journey was long, but her skin looked pale under the green. Sweat beaded on her forehead. Marcus's instincts screamed danger. He had grown up on colony worlds. He knew when something was wrong. Let me take you to medical for a checkup. Standard procedure for new arrivals. She nodded weakly. In the medical bay, Marcus ran a basic bioscan. What he saw made his blood freeze. Toxin levels, rising, concentrated in her major organs. Someone had poisoned her. Slowly, carefully. Princess, Marcus said carefully, when did you last eat or drink something on the Imperial ship? They gave me ceremonial wine before departure, to honor my new journey. Her voice was fading. Why do you ask? Marcus's jaw clenched. The intercepted message suddenly made terrible sense. He checked her jewelry next, the elaborate golden necklace she wore. His scanner detected something inside the largest gem. A transmitter, broadcasting her location and vital signs. They were watching her die. Princess Ka, Marcus said urgently, I need you to trust me. Can you do that? She looked at him with those gold eyes. I do not know you, mechanic. I know. But someone on that ship poisoned you. You have maybe 72 hours before it kills you. Her eyes widened in shock. Not surprise. Recognition. You believe me, Marcus realized. My father has killed 3 of my sisters already, she whispered. Why would I be different? Before Marcus could respond, alarms shrieked through the colony. Red lights flashed. Emergency protocols activated. His communication device lit up with urgent messages. Security breach. Landing Bay 7. Multiple unauthorized life forms detected. Governor Castellanos' panicked voice crackled through. Chen! The Draconian ship had stowaways! Armed! They are heading toward Medical Bay! Princess Ka grabbed Marcus's arm. Her grip was surprisingly strong. They will not let me survive, she said. Her voice was steady despite her fear. I know too much about my father's war plans. This was always meant to be my execution. Marcus looked at the poisoned princess. At the assassins coming for them both. At the colony full of innocent people who would be caught in the crossfire. He made his decision. Then let's make sure you survive anyway. Footsteps echoed in the corridor outside. Heavy. Armored. Coming closer. Marcus grabbed Ka's hand. Can you run? She nodded. Then run. Marcus dragged Princess Ka through the maintenance tunnels beneath Titan Colony. Behind them, heavy boots hammered against metal floors. The assassins were close. Too close. In here! Marcus yanked open a hidden door. His private workshop. The one place on Titan nobody else knew about. They stumbled inside. Marcus sealed the door and activated magnetic locks. It would not hold forever, but it would buy them minutes. Maybe. Ka collapsed against a workbench, breathing hard. The poison was spreading faster now. Her green skin had turned pale gray. Veins showed dark beneath the surface. How long? She whispered. 48 hours. Maybe less. Marcus pulled out his medical scanner and emergency detox equipment. I need to filter your blood. It's going to hurt. Pain is irrelevant if I die anyway. Marcus started setting up the portable dialysis unit he had built from spare parts. His hands moved with practiced speed. On colony worlds, you learned to improvise or you died. Why does your father want you dead? Marcus asked as he inserted the first IV line into her arm. What do you know about his war plans? Ka's golden eyes met his. Nothing. I know nothing about military strategy. Then why? Because of what I am. Her voice was barely audible. Not what I know. What I am. The blood filtration began. Dark purple blood flowed from her arm into the machine. Marcus watched the toxin readings carefully. Then he saw something impossible. Princess, your DNA structure. The scanner showed double helix patterns, but they were wrong. Twisted. 2 separate genetic codes intertwined like fighting serpents. One was draconian. The other was human. You're hybrid, Marcus breathed. How is that possible? CA's eyes filled with tears. My mother. She was human. Captured during a border raid 30 years ago. My father kept her as a curiosity. When she became pregnant with me, he could not admit what he had done. So he claimed I was pure draconian, just defective. Your mother, executed when I was 6 years old, for the crime of existing. Ka's voice turned hard. My father has spent 20 years trying to erase the evidence of his shame. I am that evidence. Marcus stared at the genetic scan. Something was happening to the human DNA markers. They were activating, spreading, fighting back against the poison. Your human genes are trying to save you, he said in wonder. They're adapting to the toxin. Impossible. I have always been weak, soft, powerless. No, Marcus pointed at the screen. You've been suppressed. Look, Your draconian side has been chemically restraining your human side your entire life. The poison is breaking down those restraints. CA stared at her own genetic code. What does that mean? It means the workshop door exploded inward. 3 draconian assassins burst through in full combat armor, weapons raised, eyes cold and professional. Marcus grabbed a welding tool, useless against military-grade armor, but he stepped in front of CA anyway. "Move aside, human," the lead assassin commanded. "The defective princess must be eliminated. You can live if you cooperate." "Not happening." The assassin's weapon powered up with a whine. Then Sia screamed, not from fear, from pain. Her body convulsed. Energy erupted from her skin in waves of golden light. The assassins were thrown backward like toys. They crashed into the walls with bone-breaking force. Che stared at her hands in shock. They glowed with power. Energy crackled between her fingers. What is happening to me?" Marcus checked the scanner frantically. "Your hybrid genetics are fully activating. The human DNA is merging with the draconian. You're becoming something new." The fallen assassins groaned. One reached for his weapon. CA's hand shot forward instinctively. A pulse of pure force slammed into the assassin, pinning him to the wall. She was not even touching him. "I did not mean to." "It's okay," Marcus said quickly. "You're defending us. That's good." But Sia's skin was burning now, temperature rising. The scanner screamed warnings. "Marcus, it hurts. Something is wrong." He grabbed her shoulders. "Your body can't handle the power awakening. You need time to adjust, to transform fully." "How much time?" "I don't know. Days? Hours?" The building shook. Not from Ka's power, from something outside. Marcus's communication device erupted with emergency alerts. "All colonists to shelters. Draconian warship in orbit. Repeat, warship in orbit." Governor Castellanos' panicked voice followed. "Chen, where are you? They're demanding we surrender Princess Ka immediately. We have to comply." Marcus shut off the device. "They sent your brother, didn't they?" he said to Ka. She nodded weakly. "Corax, he has wanted me dead since we were children. He sees me as a threat to his inheritance." Another tremor. This one was different. Kay's body seized. Her eyes rolled back. "No, no, no!" Marcus caught her as she collapsed. "Stay with me." Her skin began to harden, crystallize, like she was turning to stone. "What's happening?" Marcus shouted. His scanner showed something incredible and terrifying. Chrysalis formation detected. Metamorphosis in progress. Estimated completion. 48 hours. "You're transforming," Marcus whispered. "Your body is rebuilding itself. Human and draconian combined into something completely new." CA's eyes fluttered. She could barely speak. "Marcus, vulnerable. They will kill me." "No, they won't." Marcus's jaw set with determination. "I'll protect you. I promise." Her hand found his, squeezed weakly. Then her entire body encased itself in a golden crystalline shell, like a cocoon made of light. She was gone, hidden inside, transforming. Marcus stood alone in his destroyed workshop. Outside, a warship waited. Inside the colony, half the people wanted to trade Kay for peace. The other half wanted to protect her. And Marcus had just promised to defend an unconscious princess against an entire empire for 2 days. His communication device buzzed. Governor Castellanos again. "Chen, I'm coming to your location with security. We're taking the princess to the landing bay. It's the only way to save the colony." Marcus looked at the golden chrysalis. CA's final words echoed in his mind. "They will kill me." He began moving equipment, sealing doors, building defenses from whatever he could find. "Governor," Marcus said into the communicator, his voice cold steel, "if you come for her, you'll have to go through me." Above Titan, the warship's weapons powered up. The colony shook again. Admiral Corax's voice boomed across all frequencies. "Humans of Titan, you harbor a genetic abomination. Surrender the creature called Ka within 6 hours, or your colony will be reduced to atoms. This is your only warning. In his workshop, Marcus Chen looked at the crystalline cocoon that held Princess Ka. She was helpless, transforming, dying, or being reborn, he could not tell which. But she had trusted him. She had defended him with powers she did not understand. Now, it was his turn. Marcus began building. His hands moved with desperate speed, welding, wiring, connecting systems in ways that should not work. He had 48 hours to protect an unconscious princess from a warship, an assassin squad, and half his own colony. The universe had sent him an impossible task. Time to do the impossible. Outside, warning sirens screamed into Titan's orange sky. Inside the chrysalis, something magnificent and terrible was being born. And Marcus Chen, mechanic and protector, stood between them both. Marcus had 26 hours before Admiral Corax attacked. 26 hours to turn a workshop into a fortress. 26 hours to save a princess and prevent a war. He had not slept in 30 hours. Did not matter. The golden chrysalis pulsed with light in the center of his workshop. Inside, Sia was transforming. Her energy readings were off every chart Marcus owned. Whatever she was becoming, it was powerful beyond measure. And it was making every machine in his workshop go haywire. Marcus welded another plasma capacitor to the doorframe when he noticed something strange. The welding torch in his hand was working better than it should, hotter, more precise, like it understood what he wanted before he moved it. He looked at the chrysalis. Energy waves rippled across its surface. "Are you helping me?" Marcus whispered. The chrysalis pulsed brighter. Once, Marcus felt something impossible happen. Knowledge flooded his mind. Draconian engineering principles, quantum mechanics he had never studied, weapons systems, ship designs, all of it pouring into his brain like water. Chi was teaching him, telepathically, while unconscious. "Okay then," Marcus grinned, despite the danger. "Let's build something incredible." He worked faster now. His hands moved with newfound certainty. He understood systems he had never seen before. The colony's life support network was not just for breathing. It was a weapon waiting to be born. Marcus began rerouting power conduits, connecting atmospheric processors to defensive grids, turning oxygen converters into electromagnetic pulse generators. Above him, Admiral Corax's warship hung like an executioner's blade. The communication device buzzed constantly. Governor Castellanos, colony council members, all begging Marcus to surrender CA. He ignored them all. Then the workshop sensors detected movement, multiple contacts, coming from inside the colony. The door burst open, not with explosives this time, with authorization codes. Governor Castellanos entered with 12 armed security officers. His face was twisted with desperation. "Chen, this is over. Step aside." Marcus stood between them and the chrysalis. "No, that thing is destroying our colony." The governor pointed at Sia's cocoon. "She's causing power fluctuations, equipment failures, and there is a warship up there ready to kill 30,000 people because of her. She's not a thing. She's a person. She's a hybrid abomination." One of the security officers spat. "The Draconians are right. She shouldn't exist." Marcus felt anger surge through him. "You're talking about someone who was sent here to die, someone who trusted us, and you want to kill her to save yourselves?" "To save the colony, yes," Castellanos shouted. 30,000 lives versus one. What if she's worth more than all of us?" The governor stared. "What?" Marcus pointed at his scanner readings. "She's not just hybrid. She's evolution. Human and draconian DNA merging into something new. Something better than either species alone. The Empire wants her dead because she represents their greatest fear." "What fear?" "That they're not superior. That combining with other species makes them stronger, not weaker." One of the security officers raised his weapon. "Enough philosophy. Move, or we move you." Marcus did not flinch. "You'll have to shoot me." "We will if we have to." Then every weapon in the room died. Lights flickered. Power drained. The security officers stared at their useless guns in shock. Marcus smiled. I've been rerouting systems for 6 hours. Every weapon in this sector runs through my workshop now. And I just shut them all down. The chrysalis pulsed brighter, as if approving. You're insane! Castellanos backed away. You're holding the entire colony hostage. No, I'm protecting someone who can't protect herself. There's a difference. The governor and security fled, but Marcus knew they would return. With more people, more force. He had bought himself maybe 6 hours. His communication device buzzed. Different frequency. Encrypted. Marcus answered cautiously. Hello? Mr. Chen. The voice was female. Elegant. Unknown. My name is Ambassador Threll. I represent 17 human colonies in this sector. I'm a little busy right now. I know. We've been monitoring the situation. We want you to know you're not alone. Marcus stopped working. What? 8 colonies have sent ships. Small ones. Disguised as commercial vessels. We're tired of draconian bullying. Tired of being treated as inferior. What you're doing right now? It's what we've all wanted to do for years. Hope sparked in Marcus's chest. You'll help defend Ka? More than that. We'll help defend the principle she represents. That hybrid existence is valid. That the Empire doesn't get to define worth. How long until your ships arrive? 19 hours. Marcus looked at the countdown timer. 22 hours until Corax attacked. 3-hour gap? I can hold that long. We're counting on it, mechanic. The galaxy is watching. Don't die. The transmission ended. Marcus returned to his work with renewed energy, but he knew the hardest part was coming. 16 hours later, the Colony Council voted. 23 votes to surrender Ka. 19 votes to protect her. 4 abstentions. Governor Castellanos appeared on every screen in the colony. By council authority, I am ordering all citizens to evacuate sectors 7 through 12. Security forces will breach Chen's workshop in 1 hour and retrieve the hybrid for transfer to draconian custody. Marcus watched the broadcast and felt his heart sink. Then his workshop door opened gently. An elderly woman entered. Marcus recognized her. Dr. Sarah Voss, Colony's chief medical officer. She had delivered half the babies on Titan. Doctor, if you're here to convince me, I'm here to help you, you stubborn fool. She set down a medical kit. My vote was to protect the girl. I lost. Democracy is wonderful, until the majority chooses evil. Marcus stared. You'll be arrested. I'm 74 years old. I've lived enough. Let's make sure she gets the chance to do the same. Over the next hour, 6 more colonists arrived. Engineers, scientists, teachers, all risking everything. We believe in what you're doing, one of them said simply. Marcus felt tears in his eyes. Thank you. They began fortifying together, building, preparing. Above Titan, Admiral Corax received reports of the colony's vote. He smiled coldly and gave orders to his weapons officer. Target the workshop directly. Precision strike. Kill the hybrid and the mechanic. Make it look like the colony tried to comply, but the explosion was an accident. Sir, there are civilians in that sector. Acceptable losses. The warship's main cannon charged. Enough power to vaporize an entire building. In the workshop, alarms screamed. Weapons lock detected. Impact in 90 seconds. Marcus looked at the chrysalis, at the people who had come to help, at the impossible odds. He activated his improvised defense grid. Every life support system in the colony rerouted to his workshop. Atmospheric shields merged with electromagnetic barriers. Oxygen processors became energy reflectors. It should not work. It violated every engineering principle. But Sia's telepathic knowledge had shown him impossible things. Everyone behind the inner wall! Marcus shouted. They scrambled for cover. 70 seconds. Marcus activated the final sequence. The chrysalis pulsed wildly. Energy surged through every system. 60 seconds. Outside, colonists watched their screens in horror. The weapon was firing. A beam of pure destruction lancing down from orbit. 45 seconds. Marcus whispered to the chrysalis. Ka, if you can hear me, I need help. We both do. The chrysalis exploded with light. 30 seconds. The weapon beam hit and stopped. The impossible defense grid caught the warship's attack and held it. Energy shields that should not exist blocked destruction that should have been unstoppable. For 3 beautiful seconds, Marcus's improvised fortress protected everyone inside. Then the shields failed. The beam broke through. Marcus saw his death coming, but the chrysalis shattered first. Golden light erupted like a supernova. Energy waves crashed through the workshop, through the colony, through the space between worlds. When Marcus's vision cleared, she stood there, CA, but transformed. She was 7 feet tall now. Her skin shimmered between green and bronze. Her eyes blazed pure gold. Energy crackled around her body like living lightning. She was human and draconian and something entirely new, powerful, beautiful, terrifying. And she was angry. GA looked at the weapon beam still hammering down from orbit. She raised one hand. The beam stopped, just stopped, frozen in midair like a photograph of destruction. She turned to Marcus. Her voice resonated with harmonics that made reality vibrate. Thank you for protecting me, my mechanic. Then she looked up at the warship. Now, I protect you. CA rose into the air. No ship, no technology, just her body flying through Titan's atmosphere on waves of pure power. Admiral Korak saw her coming, saw the impossible hybrid rising toward his ship like an avenging angel. He felt fear for the first time in his military career. Fire everything, he screamed. The warship unleashed its full arsenal. Missiles, plasma cannons, kinetic weapons. Enough firepower to destroy a small moon. CA flew through it all, untouched. She landed on the warship's hull and smiled. In the workshop, Marcus watched his scanner screen in awe. She's not destroying the ship, Dr. Voss whispered. What is she doing? Marcus understood. She's rewriting it. Che's power flowed into the warship's systems, taking control, remaking, changing. Every weapon shut down. Every system became hers to command. Admiral Korax found himself locked out of his own ship. Ka's voice echoed through every speaker. Hello, brother. Did you miss me? In his private chambers, Korax screamed in rage and terror. On Titan's surface, 30,000 colonists watched a miracle. The hybrid princess they had voted to surrender was saving them all. But Marcus's scanner detected something new, something impossible. 12 energy signatures, exactly like CA's, appearing across the galaxy, all waking up at once. The other hybrids, Marcus breathed. She's calling them. Dr. Voss grabbed his arm. How many? 12 more. 13 total. 13, the old doctor repeated. Her eyes widened with ancient recognition. The prophecy. The 13 who rise. What prophecy? An old draconian legend. 13 hybrid children will awaken. When they unite, empires fall. Above them, K stood on the captured warship. Across the galaxy, 12 more began to wake. And Emperor Vorak, sitting on his throne light years away, felt the first touch of genuine fear in 3 decades. His worst nightmare was coming true. Ka floated in the darkness of space, her body glowing with power that should not exist. Below her, Titan colony celebrated. Above her, Admiral Korax's warship hung dead and silent, its systems completely under her control. But Ka was not looking at either. She was listening to voices only she could hear. Marcus, she spoke through the communication system, her voice reaching his workshop. I can feel them. My brothers and sisters, 12 more like me, hidden across the empire, sleeping, dying, waiting. Marcus checked his scanners. I'm detecting the same energy signatures you have, spread across 40 different star systems. They are calling for help. Ka's voice trembled. Some are in prisons. Some are slaves. Some do not even know what they are, but they are all dying, just like I was. Your father's kill switch? Yes. He activated it when I transformed. Every hybrid in the galaxy is being poisoned right now. We have 72 hours before they all die. Marcus felt cold determination settle over him. Then we rescue them. All of them. That is impossible. 40 systems in 3 days? You just stopped a warship's main cannon with your hand. I think impossible is relative now. CA smiled despite the danger. She descended back to Titan, landing gracefully in front of Marcus's workshop. The colonists who had voted to surrender her now stared in awe and shame. Governor Castellanos approached carefully. Princess Ka, we apologize. We were wrong. Kay looked at him with those blazing golden eyes. You voted to kill me to save yourselves. I understand fear, but understand this. If I had not survived, your treaty would have ended anyway. My death was meant to start the war, not prevent it. She turned to Marcus. How do we save them? Dr. Voss stepped forward. We need a ship, a fast one. I have one. The voice came from above. A sleek vessel descended through Titan's atmosphere. Ambassador Threll's ship. It was small, but clearly military grade, designed for speed and stealth. The ambassador herself walked down the ramp. She was human, older, with scars that told stories of survival. The 17 colonies voted. We're with you. This ship is yours. Marcus looked at Sia. Can you sense where the hybrids are? Sia closed her eyes. Energy rippled around her. Yes. The closest one is 3 systems away. Prison moon of Arcturus, 7. Her name is Vera. She controls gravity. Gravity, Marcus repeated. She can make things weightless or crush them with pressure. The Draconians imprisoned her when she was 8 years old. She has been in that cell for 15 years. Rage filled Marcus's chest. Then we get her out first. They boarded Ambassador Threll's ship. The journey to Arcturus 7 took 19 hours at maximum speed. CA spent the time meditating, maintaining telepathic contact with the dying hybrids. Marcus planned the rescue operation. Dr. Voss examined CA's transformed physiology with wonder. You are remarkable. Your cells regenerate instantly. Your strength is beyond measurement, and your telepathic range is expanding every hour. It is the human part of me, Sia said softly. Humans adapt, survive, overcome. Mixed with draconian power, it becomes something transcendent. Marcus sat beside her. How are you holding up? Scared. I can feel my siblings dying. Every hour, their signals grow weaker. He took her hand. The energy that crackled around her skin did not hurt him. Instead, it felt warm, safe. We'll save them, I promise. Ka looked at their joined hands. Why are you doing this, Marcus? You could have surrendered me, saved yourself, because the universe sent me exactly what I needed. A dying princess full of forbidden power. No, Marcus smiled. Someone who sees value in a mechanic covered in grease. Someone who fights even when her own family wants her dead. Someone worth protecting. CA's eyes glistened. My mechanic. My princess. Ambassador Threll interrupted from the cockpit. We are approaching Arcturus 7. Prison defenses are active. This is going to be difficult. Kay stood, energy blazing around her. No, it is going to be impossible. And we are going to do it anyway. The prison moon was a nightmare of metal and ice. Weapons, platforms covered every approach. Shields protected the main complex. Inside, 5,000 of the Empire's most dangerous prisoners were kept in suspended animation. Marcus hacked into the prison network using the codes CA had telepathically stolen from Corax's warship. Vera is in maximum security. Cell block Omega, 300 meters underground, surrounded by gravity dampeners specifically designed to neutralize her powers. Can we get past the defenses? Threll asked. Not quietly. Kay smiled dangerously. Then we go loud. What happened next became legend across 17 colonies. GA descended on the prison like a meteor made of golden light. Defense turrets fired. She absorbed every shot, her body converting weapons fire into pure energy that made her stronger. She landed on the main shield generator and simply touched it. The entire defensive network collapsed. Alarms shrieked. Draconian guards scrambled, but they were designed to keep prisoners inside, not invaders out. Marcus and Threll entered through the chaos CA created. They fought through corridors with stolen weapons and desperate courage. Dr. Voss stayed with the ship, ready for emergency medical intervention. They reached cell block Omega. Inside the gravity-dampening field, a young woman floated in suspended animation. Her skin was silver blue. Her hair moved like it was underwater. Even unconscious, even suppressed, power radiated from her. "Vera," Ka whispered, entering the cell. The dampening field tried to suppress her too. It failed. Ka touched Vera's forehead. Golden energy flowed between them. Vera's eyes opened. They were pure white, no pupils, just light. "Sister," she breathed. "You came. We all come for each other now." The prison exploded with gravitational chaos. Vera's power, suppressed for 15 years, erupted like a dam breaking. Guards floated helplessly. Walls crumbled under impossible pressure. Metal twisted into abstract sculptures. "I cannot control it," Vera screamed. "Too long. Too much." Kay grabbed her hands. "Then do not control it. Release it. Trust me." The two hybrids' powers merged. Gravity and energy. Destruction became creation. They carved a path through the prison like gods walking through paper. Marcus and Threll ran behind them, weapons ready, but nothing could stand against the two sisters united. They reached the ship. Vera collapsed in Dr. Voss's arms, weak from 15 years of imprisonment and the poison killing her from inside. "I can treat the toxin," Voss said, "but she needs rest. Real recovery." "No time," Ka said grimly. 11 more are dying. We move. Over the next 50 hours, they became legends. They rescued Jax from a fighting arena on Perleon 9. He could phase through solid matter, becoming untouchable. The slavers who owned him had forced him to fight for profit. Ka and Vera made sure those slavers never hurt anyone again. They found Mira on a research station, where scientists had been experimenting on her ability to communicate with machines. She had spent 12 years in a laboratory, her mind fractured from torture. Marcus held her while she cried, and promised no one would hurt her again. They freed Zane from an ice moon, where he controlled temperature itself. His cell had been frozen to absolute zero. He had survived because he simply refused to die. One by one, they rescued the 13. Each hybrid had been sent to different species as diplomatic insults. But those species had protected them, hidden them, loved them, despite the Empire's hatred. A pattern emerged that chilled Marcus to his core. "Your father knew exactly where each hybrid was," he told CA after the 9th rescue. "He tracked them, monitored them, but he never retrieved them. Why? Because he was waiting, testing, seeing which ones would awaken naturally. The ones who survived without intervention were the strongest." CA's eyes widened in horror. This was an experiment. We were not mistakes. We were deliberately created. "As weapons," Marcus agreed. "Weapons that became too powerful. So he abandoned you all and hoped you would die quietly." The 11th rescue went wrong. They arrived at a luxury estate on Meridian 5 to find hybrid twins, Kale and Lissa. But Emperor Vorak's elite guard was waiting. Not dozens, hundreds, with anti-hybrid weapons specifically designed after studying Kay's powers. The battle was brutal. Kale could manipulate light itself, creating illusions and blinding attacks. Lissa could heal any wound instantly. Together they were formidable. But the guards had planned well. Marcus took a plasma blast, meant for Ka. He went down hard, his chest smoking, consciousness fading. Ka screamed. Pure anguish and rage. Her power exploded outward in ways that terrified even the other hybrids. She did not kill the guards. She rewrote them. Her energy flowed into their minds, changing their memories, rewriting their loyalty. In seconds, 500 elite soldiers became allies. But the cost was devastating. Kay collapsed, her energy depleted to dangerous levels. Lissa healed Marcus. His eyes opened. The first thing he saw was Kay's face, pale and exhausted. "Worth it," she whispered. "You are worth everything." They rescued the 12th hybrid, a child named Nova who could predict future events, and finally returned to Titan. All 13 gathered in Marcus's workshop. They were magnificent, terrifying, each one unique, each one powerful beyond measure. "We are complete," Ka said, standing among her siblings. "But the kill switch is still active. We have 18 hours before it kills us all." Marcus checked his scanners. "I cannot remove it. It is written into your genetic code. Only the person who created it can deactivate it." Vera spoke grimly. "Then we know what we must do. We go to the homeworld," Jax agreed. "We face our creator. We face our father," Ka finished. Marcus stood. "Then I go with you." "Marcus, no. This is non-negotiable. You protected me. Now I protect you. All of you." The 13 looked at the human mechanic who had started this impossible rescue, who had believed in them when empires wanted them dead. They nodded as one. Ambassador Threll's communication device erupted with urgent signals. "Incoming transmission. Imperial frequency. It is Emperor Vorak himself." The screen activated. The Emperor's face appeared. He looked exactly like Sia, but male, older, and filled with cold calculation. "My children," Vorak said, his voice carrying false warmth. "How wonderful to see you all together. This saves me considerable effort." CA stepped forward. "Father, deactivate the kill switch." "Oh, I will. On one condition." His smile turned predatory. "Come home, all 13 of you. Alone, kneel before me, and I will let you live as the weapons you were designed to be. And if we refuse, then in 17 hours, you all die. And I activate the 300 hybrids from my second-generation program, the ones I created after you, the ones without conscience, without mercy, without the weakness of caring about lesser species." The transmission ended. Silence filled the workshop. 300 more hybrids? Dr. Voss whispered in horror. Marcus's blood turned to ice. He never stopped the program. He just made better weapons. Ka looked at her 12 siblings. At Marcus. At the impossible choice before them. "We go to the homeworld," she said quietly, "but not to surrender." "Then what?" Vera asked. Chie's eyes blazed with determination and power that made the air shimmer. "We end this. Once and forever. We go home, and we teach our father what his greatest mistake truly created." Marcus grabbed her hand. "Together. Together," the 13 echoed. Above Titan, ships began to gather, not just from the 17 human colonies, from dozens of species, hundreds of worlds, all those who had protected hybrid children, all those tired of draconian tyranny. An armada was forming, and at its heart, 13 impossible beings prepared to face the Emperor who had created and abandoned them. The final battle was coming. The armada assembled in the darkness between stars. 300 ships from 40 different species. Humans, Valorians, Kresh, species whose names Marcus could not pronounce. All united by one simple truth. They were tired of being afraid. Kea stood at the viewport of their flagship, watching the fleet gather. Her 12 siblings surrounded her, each radiating unique power. But Marcus saw the fear in her golden eyes. 14 hours left, she whispered. The kill switch is spreading faster. I can feel it eating us from inside. Marcus touched her shoulder. We'll stop it. How? We are flying directly into our father's trap. He has 300 hybrid soldiers waiting. An entire fleet. The most advanced weapons in the galaxy. And you have something he doesn't. What? Marcus smiled. People who love you, not as weapons, as family. CA turned, her eyes glistening. Before she could respond, alarms shrieked across the ship. Massive energy signatures detected. Imperial fleet emerging from hyperspace. The view screen lit up with nightmare. Not one warship, not 10, 500 draconian vessels appeared like a wall of death. Planet-killer destroyers, carrier ships, battle cruisers that could reduce moons to ash. And at the center, the Emperor's personal dreadnought. A ship so massive it had its own gravity field. Ambassador Threll's face went pale. We cannot win this fight. No, Ka agreed. But we can survive it long enough to reach my father. Vorak's voice boomed across all frequencies, amplified through every ship's communication system. My beautiful mistakes. You came. How touching. His holographic image appeared, showing the Emperor in full royal armor. I offer one final chance. Surrender now. Become what you were designed to be. Serve me and live. KL, who controlled light, stepped forward. And if we refuse, then I demonstrate what true power looks like. The Emperor's dreadnought fired a single shot, not at CA's fleet, at a small moon orbiting nearby. The moon didn't explode. It simply ceased to exist, erased from reality by weapons beyond comprehension. That was 10% power. Vorak continued calmly. Your fleet represents hope for dozens of species. How many worlds shall I erase to break that hope? How many billions will die because you refuse to kneel? Marcus felt cold rage. This was the game. Emotional warfare before physical battle. Sia's hands clenched into fists. Energy crackled around her. You would kill billions to control 13? I would kill trillions to maintain order. Your existence questions that order. Therefore, you must submit or die. The kill switch activated with sudden violence. All 13 hybrids screamed and collapsed simultaneously. Their bodies convulsed, blood streamed from their noses, ears, eyes. The genetic poison that had been spreading for days reached critical mass. Marcus caught Kay as she fell. Her skin burned with fever. Her heartbeat raced out of control. Marcus, she gasped. Can't breathe. Killing us. Dr. Voss rushed forward with medical equipment. But her scanners showed the horrible truth. The kill switch isn't poison. It's genetic self-destruction. Their DNA is unraveling. I cannot stop this. Emperor Vorak's laughter echoed across the fleet. You have 10 minutes before death. Perhaps less. Kneel before me now, and I will stop it. Refuse, and die knowing you accomplished nothing. Mira, who communicated with machines, reached out with trembling hands. The ships, I can feel them. His entire fleet. Every system. What? Marcus knelt beside her. Connected to him, the Emperor. He controls everything, remotely, through quantum link. Understanding exploded in Marcus's mind. He's not just commanding the fleet. He is the fleet. His consciousness is distributed across every ship. Vera, struggling against the kill switch, whispered through bloody lips. And the kill switch. Same technology. He's in our DNA, controlling us from inside. Then we have to break that control, Marcus said desperately. Dr. Voss shook her head. How? He wrote the genetic code. He's their creator. The connection is absolute. Marcus looked at Sia, at her beautiful face twisted in agony, at the woman who had been sent to him as an insult but became his entire world. No, he said firmly. No connection is absolute. He pulled Sia into his arms. She was dying. He could feel her life fading, but he held her anyway. Che, listen to me. Your father created your body, but he didn't create you, the person you are, the choices you made, the courage you showed. That's not his. That's yours. Marcus, I'm dying. You're fighting. There's a difference. He pressed his forehead to hers. You asked me why I protected you, why I risked everything. Why? Because you're the bravest person I've ever met. Because you defended me with powers you didn't understand. Because when the universe sent me exactly what I needed, it looked like you. Tears streamed down Kay's face. I was sent as a joke, an insult. You were sent as a miracle, and I love you for it. Sia's eyes widened. You love me? With everything I am. Energy exploded between them. Not from CA's powers, from something deeper, more primal, more powerful than any weapon. Human emotion. Raw, honest, unbreakable. The kill switch shattered, not just in CA. In all 13 hybrids simultaneously. They rose from the deck, their bodies healing instantly, but changed. Their eyes blazed with new light. Their powers merged and amplified. What? Emperor Vorak's confidence cracked for the first time. What did you do? Marcus stood, still holding Ka's hand. I loved her. Without conditions, without expecting anything in return. Something you never learned to do. CA looked at her siblings. They nodded as one. Understanding flowed between them telepathically. Father. Ka's voice resonated with power that made stars tremble. You created our bodies, but you forgot something. Our mothers were not just vessels. They gave us something you cannot engineer. Humanity, compassion, the ability to connect beyond programming. Impossible. The kill switch was broken by what you fear most. Love, connection, the very things you bred out of your perfect soldiers. Vorak's hologram flickered with rage. Then I will simply kill you directly. The Imperial fleet fired. 500 warships unleashed hell. Enough firepower to sterilize a solar system. The 13 rose as one. Their powers, previously individual, now merged into something transcendent. CA's energy, Vera's gravity, Jax's phasing, Mira's machine control. All 13 abilities flowing together like a symphony of impossible power. They caught the entire assault. Every missile, every plasma beam, every kinetic weapon, held suspended in space like frozen rain. Then they sent it back. Not at the ships, at the quantum link connecting Vorak to his fleet. The Emperor screamed as his consciousness was ripped from the machines, torn from the control he had maintained for decades, forced back into his singular body on the dreadnought. No, my fleet, my power. Mira's voice echoed across every ship. Your fleet is free now, and so are we. The draconian warships stopped firing. Across 500 vessels, crews suddenly had control of their own ships again. Many had been enslaved to Vorak's will for years, some for decades. Freedom tasted like chaos, like confusion, like hope. But the Emperor was not finished. You think this is victory? Vorak's image reappeared, his face twisted with fury. I still have 300 second-generation hybrids, weapons without your weakness. I activate them now. Across the dreadnought, stasis chambers opened. 300 hybrid soldiers emerged, bigger than the 13, stronger, enhanced with technology and genetic manipulation that made them living weapons of mass destruction, but empty, soulless, programmed only to obey and destroy. They attacked the 13 with terrifying efficiency. The battle that followed was apocalyptic. Powers clashed in ways that bent physics. Space itself warped under the strain. Ships were torn apart by gravity waves. Energy beams carved through metal like paper. Marcus watched from the flagship, helpless. This was beyond anything he could affect. This was God's fighting. Then he noticed something. The second-generation hybrids fought perfectly, coordinated, ruthless. But they never adapted, never improvised. They were programs running, not people thinking. Sa! Marcus shouted into the communication system. They're machines, just biological machines. Talk to them like Mira talks to computers. Kay heard him. Understanding flashed across her consciousness and shared instantly with her siblings. The 13 stopped fighting. Instead, they opened their minds. They reached into the second-generation hybrids with telepathic power, Not to control, not to command, but to awaken, to give them what Vorak had never programmed: choice. One by one, the weapon hybrids stopped mid-attack. Confusion crossed their faces. Questions formed in minds that had never questioned anything. "Why am I fighting?" one whispered. "Who am I fighting for?" asked another. "Who am I?" a third said, with wonder and terror. Self-awareness bloomed like flowers across a battlefield. 300 living weapons became 300 people, and they turned to face their creator. Emperor Vorak, alone in his throne room, finally felt true fear. "No! No! I command you! Obey!" "We are not yours to command," they answered as one. Ka and her 12 siblings entered the dreadnought. Not through doors. They simply appeared, their combined power allowing them to move through space as easily as breathing. Marcus followed, teleported by their collective will. He stood among gods and monsters, a simple mechanic with grease still under his fingernails. But he stood with Ka. That was enough. Emperor Vorak sat on his throne, surrounded by technology that had once controlled an empire. Now it was dead and silent. "You've won," he said bitterly. "Kill me. Prove you are just monsters, like I always said." Ka approached slowly. "You created us to be weapons. Hoped we would die when we proved too powerful. When that failed, you tried to kill us yourself. Yes. You murdered our mothers, enslaved our siblings, threatened to destroy billions to maintain your control. All of it. I regret nothing." Cha raised her hand. Energy gathered. Enough power to erase Vorak from existence. Marcus held his breath. Then Ka lowered her hand. "I will not kill you, Father." "What?" "Because you were wrong. We are not weapons. We are not monsters. We are what happens when different species come together, when diversity becomes strength, when love matters more than power." She turned to the 300 weapon hybrids standing behind her. "You tried to create perfect soldiers. Instead, you created proof that your philosophy is bankrupt. That control and purity make you weaker, not stronger." Vorak slumped in his throne. "Then what will you do with me?" "Judge you, fairly. Let the galaxy decide your fate. You spent decades as a tyrant. Now you will face justice as a prisoner." The emperor of the Draconian Empire was taken into custody. Not by force, by consensus. Dozens of species voted. The man who had ruled through fear would be tried for his crimes. The war ended not with explosions, but with choice. 6 months later, Marcus stood in his workshop on Titan. But it was different now. Bigger, connected to facilities across 40 worlds. The 13 had made Titan their headquarters, a place where hybrids could live freely, where all species were welcome. Kay entered, carrying 2 cups of coffee. She was still 7 feet tall, still radiating power that made machines hum. But she wore simple mechanics overalls now, worked alongside Marcus every day. "Governor Castellanos sent another apology," she said, smiling. "That's the 15th one this month. He voted to kill me. Guilt is appropriate." Marcus took the coffee gratefully. "You know he's going to keep apologizing until you officially forgive him." "I know. I'm enjoying making him suffer a little." She sat beside him, her large frame somehow fitting perfectly against his smaller one. "Is that cruel?" "It's human." She laughed. That musical sound that made Marcus's heart soar every time. "How are the others?" he asked. "Good. Vera is teaching gravitational physics at the university. Jax opened a restaurant where he phases ingredients through walls as entertainment. Mira is helping rebuild the Draconian fleet with ethical programming. And the 300? Learning to be people. It's hard for them. They've never had childhoods, never made choices, but they're trying." Marcus set down his coffee and pulled out a small box. His hands trembled slightly. "Sa, we've known each other for 7 months now." 6 months, 23 days, 14 hours, she corrected with a smile. "Right. In that time, you've saved my life at least 5 times, helped rebuild this colony, negotiated peace treaties, become the most important person in the galaxy. Where is this going, mechanic? Marcus opened the box. Inside was a ring. Not fancy, made from scrap metal and machine parts, but crafted with love. Will you marry me? Cha stared at the ring. At this simple human gesture, tears filled her golden eyes. I was sent to you as diplomatic trash, an insult wrapped in royal silk. Your species asked for machine parts and got a dying princess instead. Best trade in history. She laughed through tears. My father wanted me to die of shame. Instead, I found a man who saw beauty where empires saw defects, who risked everything to save not just me, but 13 strangers, who taught me that love is stronger than genetic programming. Is that a yes? Ka pulled him into a kiss that made his entire workshop glow with golden light. When they finally separated, both were breathless. Yes, Marcus Chen, I will marry the mechanic who conquered an empire with a wrench and stubborn kindness. The wedding happened 3 months later, attended by thousands, humans and draconians standing together, hybrids and purebloods celebrating as equals. Dr. Voss officiated. We are gathered here to witness something impossible, a union that should never have existed, between a mechanic and a princess, between human and hybrid, between two people who were sent together as a joke, but found in each other the greatest treasure imaginable. Marcus and Ka exchanged vows in both languages. Human and draconian traditions merged. When they kissed, every hybrid in attendance glowed with shared joy. Their telepathic connection meant everyone felt the love radiating from the couple. 5 years later, Marcus rocked his daughter in his arms. She was 3 years old, already showing signs of incredible power. Her eyes glowed gold when she was happy. Machines started working better when she touched them. Daddy, why do I look different from other kids? She asked, in that perfect way children have of asking devastating questions. Marcus looked at his daughter. She had Ka's golden eyes, his dark hair, green skin with bronze undertones. She was beautiful, unique, impossible. Because you're special, sweetie. You're what happens when two different worlds come together and make something better than either one alone. Like you and Mommy? Exactly like that. CA entered the workshop, now expanded into a massive research facility. She was pregnant again. Twins this time. The doctors said they would have even more unique abilities. How's my family? She asked, sitting beside Marcus. Perfect. Their daughter jumped from Marcus's arms and ran to her mother. Mommy, I fixed the plasma converter, all by myself. Jay's eyes widened. She looked at Marcus in shock. That converter had been broken for weeks. Engineers couldn't solve it. Their 3-year-old had fixed it by instinct. She's going to be powerful, Marcus said quietly. She's going to be loved, Ka corrected. That's more important. That night, after their daughter was asleep, Marcus and Ka stood on the balcony overlooking New Cascadia. The colony had grown, become a center of hybrid culture and multi-species cooperation. Do you ever regret it? Marcus asked. Everything that happened? CA was quiet for a long moment. My father sent me here to die, to be an insult to your species, to start a war through my humiliation. I know. Instead, I found a man who saw me. Not my powers, not my royal blood, not my status as genetic experiment. Just me, Ka. The woman scared and dying and unwanted. She turned to face him. You gave me something my father never could. Purpose beyond being a weapon. Family beyond blood relation. Love beyond genetic compatibility. Marcus pulled her close. The joke was on him. The joke was on him, Ka agreed. She placed his hand on her pregnant belly. The twins kicked. We're building something he never imagined. A future where hybrids and humans and draconians and everyone else live as equals. Where diversity is celebrated, not feared. Think we can pull it off? CA smiled. We stopped a tyrannical empire with 13 hybrids and a stubborn mechanic. I think we can handle anything. They stood together, watching the stars. Somewhere out there, in reformed draconian space, the trials continued. Vorak would spend the rest of his life answering for his crimes. But here, on Titan, under amber skies, a new future was being born. One child at a time, one choice at a time, one act of love, proving that what empires dismissed as weakness was actually the greatest strength of all. Marcus had asked for machine parts. The universe had sent him a princess, and together they had changed everything. The end. Epilogue. 20 years later, the first graduating class of Hybrid Academy prepared to explore the galaxy. 300 young people, children of the original 13 and the weapon hybrids, each one unique, each one powerful, each one raised with love and purpose. Marcus and Ka stood among the crowd of proud parents. Their daughter, now 23, had been accepted into the Galactic Exploration Corps. She would travel to distant stars, representing the best of both species. Nervous? Ka asked Marcus. Terrified. She's going where we can't protect her. She doesn't need protection. She needs freedom. We gave her that. Their daughter approached, wearing her explorer uniform. Mom, Dad, thank you for everything. Be safe out there, Marcus said, hugging her tight. I will. I learned from the best. She looked at her mother. You conquered an empire. I think I can handle a little exploration. Ka laughed. Just remember, you are not defined by your powers. You are defined by your choices. Choose wisely. Choose with love. The young woman nodded and joined her classmates. As the transport ships lifted into Titan's orange sky, carrying the next generation to the stars, Marcus and Ka held hands. We did it, Marcus whispered. Changed the galaxy. No, Ka corrected gently. We loved each other. The galaxy changed itself. And under Titan's amber skies, where a mechanic had once met a dying princess sent as an insult, a better future bloomed. Born from the simple truth that sometimes the universe sends exactly what you need, disguised as everything you never expected to find. The 13 prophecy fulfilled. The end.